What's up, guys? Today we have a brand new leak video for you covering a lot of the developments that have been made surrounding the Disney Plus show Loki. Let's get right into it.
All right, so Tom Hiddleston is teasing the next three episodes that will go crazy in a crazy direction. And it looks like we've got some flashbacks and other crazy scenes to look forward to. There is an image of a little girl being dragged into the TVA, and that might explain how Sylvie survived her timeline. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so I definitely think that some of the leaks surrounding Sylvie's backstory they might be true. Because, a plausible reason for why she's going after the TVA is because, her timeline was destroyed by them and they felt it wasn't sacred.
Yeah, I think again, I've mentioned this in the reviews in the past, but like the TVA is so like dictatorial. They just want to say whatever we choose to be sacred is sacred. And it's possible that Sylvie, as a child, was able to escape that timeline somehow, and the TVA saw her as a variant and destroyed that whole timeline, you know, and just kept going. This is why Sylvie, somehow after escaping, this is why she has such a vendetta against the timekeepers.
And maybe she went back in time to like undo the destruction of her timeline. And that's when she discovered that you can hide in apocalypses.
Yeah, that was mentioned in the episode 3 leak as well, that she cannot go all the way back to her timeline, but she can only go to the end before it's being destroyed, right before it had been destroyed. That could, like, that makes sense for why as well. Like, that also makes sense for why she has, like, this vendetta. And when Loki was like, I can help you rule the TVA, she says, I have no interest in that. It's just out of revenge. She doesn't want to rule the TVA, she wants to destroy it, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and it's also it's consistent with Loki's character of, wanting to sow chaos throughout the universe.
So next we have the TVA, which, based on this image right here, might be located in the quantum realm. This image is from the Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's on your screen right now, and there was a peek of the of something that looked like the TVA city in that shot with the quantum realm. Again, this looks like a very shaky leak in my opinion. It's one of those things where I can't really see it and it can't really be confirmed, but it would make a lot of sense because, as we know, Infinity Stones are paperweights in the TVA. The only thing in the past that has been able to beat the Infinity Stones has been the quantum realm. That's how the Avengers were able to go back in time despite what the Infinity Stones had been like, what Thanos had done with the Infinity Stones. I think that is the best way for them to go forward because it pays homage to the what happened before. They just turn the Infinity Stones into paperweights randomly, you know?
Yeah, I think your paperweight theory makes sense, and I also subscribe to it. But it could be that they're just showing us a different part of the same location in Ant Man, and we also could get to see the TVA or the Bubble City or both in Ant Man Quantumania. Now, if you've been following this channel, there's been a lot of speculation on our part about where the TVA is located, where the timekeepers are located, who they are, who those little space lizards dudes, what they are, and if Kang is in any way associated with them. Now, going off of Marvel lore, there are three timekeepers. Their names are Ast, Vorth, and Xanth. Now, you can actually see all three of these guys right in this frame here, but you'll see a lot of people, including ourselves, thinking that Ast is Kang. Turns out that Ast is a female, and that doesn't mean that they're not related to Kang, because these guys have huge beef with Kang. I'm talking Kang obliterated all three of these guys. Now, you might be wondering where these guys are located. Their headquarters is in Siwa, Egypt, and it's called the Citadel at the End of Time. Very dramatic, right? Now, I think these leaks are substantiated by this picture we're seeing of the Sphinx at Giza from the show. If these leaks have nothing to do with the Citadel, I think it could very much lead into the whole Kang storyline because Kang was actually a pharaoh in one of his incarnations. And maybe he could pull up to, I don't know, give the TVA and the timekeepers a run for their money because Kang's a pretty OP dude.
And to add on to the theory of Kang slaying him, I think there's also, it's worth acknowledging the theory that Kang could also be keeping them as puppets. That's one that really interested me. And if you think Kang has no chance of appearing, he's already pretty much confirmed, if not completely confirmed, for Ant-Man 3, which is Quantumania. He is very, very heavily rumored to make an appearance, at least in a post-credit scene in this show, played by Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, following up on that, there's an IMDb, I don't know if you call it a leak because anyone can edit that, but there is a posting for one Chelsea Ostro. Chelsea Ostro has previously done work for Jonathan Majors, who plays Kang, as we just spoke about, in Lovecraft Chronicles. And she's going to be serving as Mr. Majors' costumer, apparently, in this show. You might think this is all bullshit, but a similar thing happened with Tamira Morrison, playing Boba Fett in The Mandalorian, which he did. And by the way, he killed it. So who knows?
I'm just hoping they don't do like a James Spader or Benedict Cumberbatch fake IMDb casting, since WandaVision was so disappointing about that. James Spader would have been a great addition to WandaVision, and I know people liked it without him, but wouldn't it have been cool if that White Vision had just been James Spader? I think that would have been awesome.
I think seeing as he's such an amazing actor, they really could have done a great job, especially by making him White Vision.
Yeah. All right. So the next leak has to do with Doctor Doom and Fantastic Four connections. People have been making these connections. Again, we're not sure about this, but we're just mentioning it in case it happens, so we can be right when it happens.
You know, a plausible way they could make this work is by maybe referencing him in passing, saying that, oh, King, by the way, you're related to Doctor Doom or something like that. And as for casting choices, I think Giancarlo Esposito, who's been rumored for this role, would be a perfect fit.
Geez, that would be sick. That would be a great casting.
Please make it happen, Marvel, if you're listening. Let's do this.
Talked about a stacked catalog. That guy has a great resume.
Gus Fring, Moff Gideon, and Doctor Doom talk about like, top three villains right there. Now, another leak that we're seeing are some scenes that are tinted blue green showing Ravonna and her TVA buddies with pruners, a backdrop of what seems to be a step pyramid, which makes me think, maybe they're going to go to the Mayan apocalypse to hide in, and Loki and Sylvie duking it out against the TVA.
Yeah, the other option is it could also be the Citadel at the end of the time, to the end of time. But I do like the Mayan theory a lot. It would be cool to just go there.
I would love to see some more lore on how the timekeepers actually write time. Maybe like a flashback. That would be, or maybe flash forward, knowing how freaky the TVA is actually.
Yeah, I would be very interested to see that. And just, again, more about Kang if Kang is involved.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Next, we've got old Loki rumors. He's to be played by Richard E. Grant. Now, this again, talk about stacked villain resumes. He also had a Legion General Pride, so that's cool. Um, right after this, we have the most interesting one of the batch, President Loki. It would make sense for Loki to become president at the end of this, glorious purpose and all. And this is actually confirmed by this image right here. Notice the button on his chest.
So yeah, on that note, President Loki must be undergoing a campaign of some sorts, right? And if you look at this image of New York City after this apocalypse, you can see what looks like a campaign banner. Compare it to this generic banner I found on Google. What do you think?
That looks legit to me. It would be super cool if Loki was campaigning in a post-apocalyptic city, like right after this. Think about it. If he's in a post-apocalyptic area, he has escaped the TVA and he becomes president. What better end would Loki have than that? Glorious purpose.
That's a glorious purpose right there.
Becomes president of, whatever, the United States, I guess, because we're
Whatever's
wearing
left of
blue.
the US, right?
Yeah, whatever's left of the US. If the rest of the US doesn't look like NYC, good job, Loki.
But yeah, this show looks to be great. I'm really excited to see the next three episodes, and I know you're hoping they're better than the last one we got.
For sure.
But they're definitely going to be awesome. Let us know what you think about these theories and leaks in the comments. And until next time.